Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. Leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, today joined the Congress's ongoing Palayan Roko Naukri Do march in Bihar's Begusarai district. Now, this Padayatra was being led by the NSUI national in charge, Kanhaiya Kumar. And Rahul Gandhi's, if you talk about his visit to Bihar, this was the third visit to Bihar in 3 months, and this basically comes as a strategic move in the direction towards dethroning the NDA-led government in the state, besides a gesture to support Bihar's youth as well. Now, notably, what has happened is that Congress recently announced that it will be aligning with the RJD for the upcoming Bihar Assembly elections, even though it was not immediately clear if Congress will get more seats in Bihar. Now, the Grand Old Party has been pushing for this in the recent past, with party leaders stressing that Congress will contest the elections as an A team, not a B team. So the big question now is that this aggressive push, which is being made by Rahul Gandhi for Bihar, will it reap rich political dividends for the party? Is Congress really in a position to go alone in Bihar? And is this a well thought out strategy to get more number of seats if an alliance happens with RJD? Joining me now is Satish K. Singh, senior journalist and political commentator. Thank you, sir, so much for joining. We have Ashok Mishra, senior journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much, Ashok, for joining. And we'll begin with Satish K. Singh. Satish, sir, what do you think is Congress's strategy for Bihar and this third visit by Rahul Gandhi? Is it an aggressive push so that Congress gets more number of seats if an alliance with RJD happens?
I think they should concentrate more on winnability. Last time they got 70 seats, and out of that, I believe they won just 19 only. So getting more number of seats doesn't matter. Winning more is what that matters. So if it is a part of the strategy that you should get that much, which you can ensure that you win, that is the grand strategy. The second point is, are they doing these yatras in combination with RJD or not? Are they happy about this Congress's push in Bihar, more by Rahul Gandhi that you said 3 times he has visited this state? These are the two factors. And third thing, this is my personal view, neither Tejasvi nor Congress has been so aggressive as they should have been against the beleaguered Chief Minister of Bihar, about whom a lot of issues has cropped up, whether he is in mental control, is he capable enough to run a CM chair, to be in CM chair? But I find that that attack or that onslaught is somewhat missing. So I think if it is Congress's move to strengthen their organization, let it function well, all kind of things, starting from Bharat Jodo Yatra, it's a good move for the party, because the only thing that they lacked was this, because we never doubted it doesn't have, they have ideology, they have passed everything they had, except for the action on the ground. And
Yes.
even if it's a small yatra, I would say, but it's a good start. Let's see how does it, how it comes up. And one thing more, while just speaking to you, something came to my mind. I should I think state that this is called this yatra is concentrated on the youths of the state, youths, Palayan and something like that, Naukri, something like that. So where is that that social justice plank, which was so proudly and very eloquently taken up by the Congress, say 1 year back, wherein they had said about caste census, about जिसकी इतनी हिस्से आबादी उसकी उतनी हिस्सेदारी, such type of things. So they were late on the social justice front by 40 years, but the kind of activity they must have followed it up, I think it is missing, and it is missing in this Palayan Yatra also.
So basically, you were talking about the Yatra, Satishji, and I'll ask Ashok that what is the kind of response which Rahul Gandhi's Yatra has got, and given the fact that Kanhaiya Kumar was heading this Yatra, and yesterday Rahul Gandhi had put out a video message where he said that young friends of Bihar, I'm coming to Begusarai on 7th of April to walk shoulder to shoulder with you in the Stop Migration, Give Jobs Yatra. Now, the aim is to make the entire world seek the sentiments of youth of Bihar, their struggle and their suffering. He also said that you please come wearing a white t-shirt, ask questions, raise your voice to put pressure on the government for your rights to remove it. And then he says that let's make Bihar into a state of opportunities. Now, what do you think has been the response of this yatra? Has it been successful? Has it been lukewarm? How would you respond to this?
Well, today's yatra, which is, as you said, it is the third visit of Rahul Gandhi. Today's yatra at Begusarai, it has a fairly good response in the morning. He walked only for about half an hour, but there was a good crowd assembled during his yatra, especially the youth were there. It was a good crowd, as reported from Begusarai by many journalists to us. But the question here is, the Congress is trying to rebuild its base in Bihar. It's trying to revive its base in Bihar. But the Congress's major vote bank, earlier the Congress's vote bank used to be the upper caste, especially Brahmins and Bhumiyas, the Muslims, and the Dalits. The Congress has appointed a Dalit state BJP chief, a state Congress chief, but Rajesh Ram, who is the son of a known Dalit leader from Aurangabad side, and he is so Rajesh Ram is the appointment of Rajesh Ram is fairly good. Dalits, he is trying to you know gain the votes of Dalits, but the upper caste votes are is still not with Rahul Gandhi or Congress, you can say, because they say that Rahul Gandhi has aligned with Lalu Yadav, which whom they do not like. They have hatred, or you can say they are reluctant to vote for RJD or anyone who is associated with RJD or Lalu Yadav. Since 1990, ever since this reservation formula was introduced by the BBC government. So the Congress's effort to bring back its old vote banks, apart from EBC and the backward castes, the time will only say whether the Rahul Gandhi's efforts in days to come, in months to come before the elections, will fetch some good results in the electoral battle, which is ahead in 2025 October November. Now, the question of Muslim votes, there are some people, there are some other factors, other political factors who are trying to, confuse the Muslim vote bank. The Muslims are by and large at the national level, they are by and large with the with Congress at the national level, and they are by and large with
Yes. Ashok, I've lost your audio. Ashok?
and in its Prashad
Yes.
Yadav.
I lost
Can
your
you hear
audio in
me?
between.
They are
No,
largely with,
I
yeah.
lost your audio in between. If you could just repeat the last few minutes, what you said.
Is it
Yeah.
okay now? Is it okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So in Bihar, Muslims are by and large with Lalu Prasad this time, Tejasvi and Lalu combined. Now, there is one factor which has come into play, targeting the Muslim votes. That is Prashant Kishore. Prashant Kishore, if you find his yatras, his speeches, his meetings, he is focusing mainly targeting on the Muslim vote bank. He says the Muslims have been dissed by Lalu Prasad Yadav, Congress, and everyone. So Muslims should now rethink their political choice. And he says that the only choice is Jan Suraj, which is steering, which he himself calls as Sutradhar of Jan Suraj. But in Bihar, the Muslim votes they are still with Lalu. They are still with Congress at the national level, and they will also support Congress in Bihar also. Second point is whether Rahul Gandhi will be able to get as much seats which he got last time in 2020 elections, in state assembly elections. He has got 70 and he could
But
win only 19.
Ashok,
The Congress could
Ashok,
win
let
only
me,
19
no,
seats.
Ashok, what
This time
Satishji
there
pointed
are
out,
pressures.
Ashok,
There is a
Ashok,
pressure on. Yeah,
Ashok, what Satishji initially pointed out was
yeah.
that
Tell
the
me.
emphasis of Congress, Satishji pointed out initially that the emphasis of Congress should not be on the number of seats they get, but on the winnability. Do you think that Congress is really
I'm coming
prepared
to
as
that.
far as the winnability factor is concerned? Then I'll come to Satishji. Yes. Yes.
I am coming to that. I am coming to that. The seat sharing formula, which earlier uh, Congress and RJD seat sharing formula, we used to say that all those seats which the RJD thinks that it is the seats are difficult for it to win, or it's a pro BJP seat, or the people are inclined towards BJP. So such seats only used to be given to Congress earlier. Now this time the Rahul Gandhi or Congress will have to ensure the winnability factor. Now, no, in Eastern Bihar, some seats, the Muslim-dominated seats, may win, but in other part of Bihar, that is Western Bihar and Southern Bihar, they will have to select some seats which they think they can win with their own vote banks, combined with the RJD and the CPIML. Of course, it is the part of the LI, and uh, Mukesh Sahni's party. But now they will have to work on this. All the 50 seats, 40 seats, 45 seats, 60 seats, whatever seats it gets, the Congress gets, it will have to work on the caste combination of that area. It will have to work on the Muslim vote bank of that area. It will have to work among the upper caste to to convince them that no, we are
Right.
back again, and we will work for them. So they will have to work on the number of seats which they want to contest, and whether these seats are winnable by the Congress, RJD, and CPIML combined. That is
Right.
the
No, but
formula they will have to work.
right. But Satishji, now coming to you, as far as Congress's strategy is concerned, the way they have been pushing an aggressive Padyatra, the way Rahul Gandhi has been visiting, reaching out to the people. Today also he has a Samvidhan Sammelan, and as we are talking, he's there at Sadakat Bhavan meeting the people. So the point is Congress really in a position to go alone, supposing if the alliance does not happen? Or you feel that Congress cannot do without an alliance? Satishi, yes.
See, Nilu, if you ask me as a strategic thinker, then my answer will be different. But if you are asking me from in the context of the present political game, then the answer will be different. On the first point, as a part of the grand strategy, I would expect a grand old party of India to go alone to revive itself and somehow try to get their past glory. But that is a figment of imagination. It is not so easy, but nothing is easy. Congress is down to dust as of now. If you look at the entire India's pan-India picture, they are literally nowhere except for one or two states. What happened to Delhi, you have seen. And what happened to Delhi in past, that is also must be kept in account. Number one. Number two, in present polemics say politics of Bihar. I don't know. I mean, I'm not aware that what their strategy is. Are they trying for a better number of seats from the RJD, or they are trying to carve out a separate identity for themselves, somehow bringing their old past, reviving their old past? I don't know. But in the present context, if if they are confined to the present context, which doesn't look so, there are indications wherein they are trying to force themselves at par with RJD. Then they shouldn't have done so much. But if they are forcing itself, they should have done much better, much more. So I don't know. I'm really confused. The second point which I want to make is that, as Ashokji said, that getting the seats which can be won, is that important? If they are going for such a small target, then they did not need to do so much. That's point. That's a very valid point, because at stake is their age-old union with RJD. That is at stake. And if the idea is to force its way back, then it's okay. They need to do it all over, not only Bihar. And if they have picked up Bihar as the first state to do so, then it's a wrong choice. But it's a good choice in the long run. So I'm really confused. I can't tell you much about it. I don't know what their strategy is, whether to go alone or whether to be left alone.
Right. In fact, Satishji, what you're saying is actually the reality, that the Congress's strategy looks a little confusing as far as Bihar is concerned. But what is the response of this yatra, Ashok? And do you think that it can really help Congress build some kind of a base, as you said initially, that they are trying to rebuild their organization, and Rahul Gandhi is trying his level best, whatever he can do. And now that Kanhaiya Kumar has become very, very active in Begusarai. So does it leave Congress with any hope this time for the forthcoming elections?
Yeah, if the Congress decides to, as Satish ji said, if at all they have in mind that they can go alone in Bihar, then I don't think they can get much of seats, because Lalu Yadav and RJD, Tejasvi, they are still strong, and they have unflinching relationship now with CPIML. So RJD and CPL combined together, they are formidable in some parts of Bihar. They are formidable, at least in central Bihar, South Bihar, and parts of eastern Bihar. So they are formidable force. Congress was hesitant. It was not, there were talks about that Congress might go alone this time, but recently the Congress has announced, Rahul Gandhi has announced, and the others have announced that they will have understanding and alliance with the RJD. As I said, the number of seats will depend later. But in Bihar, Rahul Gandhi at the moment is trying to revive the Congress. He's trying to infuse, you know, uh, bring back the Sevadal members, NSUI members, and he's trying to, bring back those old vote banks which used to be Congress's forte couple of years, couple of decades earlier. This time they are visiting. Rahul Gandhi, it's a first visit this time. Has planned to visit more areas. He has planned to come to Bihar before elections several times. He is focusing now on Bihar, but it will depend whether if the Congress goes it alone, if the Rahul Gandhi goes it alone, if it doesn't have any, uh, you know,
No, but what I want to
companionship
understand
with
from you,
Tejasvi or
Ashok,
Rahul Gandhi.
Ashok, what I want to understand from you, and I'll ask Satishji also the same thing, that why do you think that, there is such a delay in the announcement of an alliance if it has to happen with RJD? And is there a reservation in RJD's mind as well, that whether to go with go for an alliance with Congress? Is there a confusion on that front? Yes, Ashok?
No, there is no confusion at all now. The
Okay.
Congress has already announced that it will have an alliance with RJD and other India bloc allies.
Right.
Congress has already allied. It's only the matter of number of seats which they say. Last time they contested 70. This time the number of seats may vary. They may number of seats may go up. The number of seats which Congress contested may go down. In fact, my information at the moment says that it's somewhere around 50 plus that the Congress has will agree along with RJD and CPIML, because
Right.
Mukesh Sami
Okay.
of BIP is also there.
So you are saying that Congress might root in for some 50 plus seats. But my question to Satish ji is, Satish ji, have you noticed a difference in the way Congress is flexing its muscles? It is reaching out to the people on the doorstep, conducting Samvidhan Sammelans, then, going his Sadakat Bhavan visits, his Padyatra. Now, does it go to show that this strategy is only for getting more number of seats, as I asked you, and that question comes back again towards the last lap of our discussion, that if the alliance is a foregone conclusion that the alliance will happen, then the way Congress is trying to rebuild itself, is it just to garner more seats in the alliance so that it looks like an A team, not a B team?
Frankly speaking, I don't think so. I think there's a welcome change in the party's way of working. Congress party at last, after 40 years of delay, they have realized that they should put in their muscles, which was, going away and away and away. So this is a change that I have noticed, and it's not only confined to Bihar. And if it is only confined to Bihar, then it's a bad choice. If it is confined to Bihar, then it's a very, very bad choice, because at least you have a very formidable ally with you. So this is what is the answer to your first question. The second thing is, you see, as Ashok ji was saying in the beginning, when he said that they had a say traditional vote bank consisting of Brahmins, Bhumiyars, and the Dalits and the Muslims. Well, if you can see, if I can gather and if I can deduce, there is a track change by the Congress party. I think with their plank of justice, social justice, if at all they are serious about it, then they should forget about their, minority upper caste Hindu votes. They should forget, and instead concentrate on the fact that they should reach out to OBC, MBC, Dalit Muslim. Dalit Muslims are anyway, sympathetic to the Congress party. So they need to build that last big base. And Rahul Gandhi, if I am right, some days ago, he had agreed that Congress erred when it was the question of social justice in the 90s, and they committed mistakes. So it is time for them to fill that gap and bridge that gap after so many years. So they should forget those forward cast vote and instead, concentrate on the mass base. What he calls is that abadi ke hisab se representation, like that.
No, but
So
Satish,
I don't think
I
need to.
No, but
Yeah.
Satish, I want to understand from you that when Rahul Gandhi stands with a booklet of Samvidhan in his hand, he talks about the social justice. Does that make Tejasvi Yadav a little insecure? Because on what plank will he go out to the people? So is Rahul Gandhi making Tejasvi insecure by that aggressive presence in Bihar?
I think that the kind of words that you're using and insinuate the kind of meaning that I can deduce from what you're saying, we must be making these BJP and NDA people very happy in their drawing room, because I don't know. I think if you see, my understanding is this. Let me tell you. If Congress party is concentrating on youths, say Palayan and Naukri, and not raising that social justice thing in Bihar as of now for this election, and if they are working in tandem with RJD, that helps them. That helps them. Mind you, there is a force becoming a force in Bihar called PK. He might not get number of seats, but he can be a maker and a destroyer both. So by this Congress's yatra, I will stick my neck out by saying that Congress has somehow, to an extent, diminished that increasing impact of Prashant Kishore. So that way, Mahagathbandhan is helped rather than, but it all depends on what is the news from the ground, from what is the news from the drawing boards of Congress and the RJD.
In fact, that's a very interesting point that Congress, by its aggressive positioning, is trying to diminish the influence of Prashant Kishore. That's something to watch out for. A very interesting point you made, Satish sir. But we'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Satish K. Singh, Ashok Mishra ji. Thank you so much for joining.